Atlanta Falcons on the road to the Buffalo Bills. This one probably not going to be an incredibly long handicap for us here. It is a 2 touchdown or 14 and a hook in favor of the Bills. Total of 44 and a half. Brad, if we look at this, look, the Bills have been very good at beating up on bad opponents. They are like the ultimate bully in the NFL so far this year. I mean, when they play inferior opponents, they beat them and they beat them down outside of that one loss to the Jags. So a ton here still left to play for the Bills, obviously. And on the Falcons, not so much. I guess the question is are you willing to lay 2 touchdowns with the Bills?
Well, I certainly would not, Matt. It's a lot, but I will say this. I think the line is appropriate. I didn't have a strong opinion on either side. The Falcons barely beat bad teams and they get blown out by good teams. You mentioned it. Since week 10, they lost to the Niners by 18. They lost to the Bucs by 13, the Patriots by 25, and the Cowboys by 40. So don't let the 7-8 record fool you. To me, this Atlanta team is a bottom 5 team, maybe a bottom 7 at best in the NFL. They're bottom 5 in DVOA. They're bottom 10 in win rates along both of the lines. So this is still a bad team to me. It wouldn't shock me in the least if the Bills cover 14. Wouldn't shock me in the least if the Falcons backdoor this thing and get inside that spread. So, Brad, how do you see this one?
I think the Bills should blow them out of here. I can see the Falcons not really scoring any points. Stephen, you were talking about the bottom 5 in all those metrics. I think Football Outsiders have them dead last, and they said whatever number of wins they get to the season, they'll be the worst team ever to get that many wins. Right? If they finish with 7 wins, the worst team they've ever tracked here. Because as you said, they keep grinding out like a 4-point win on the last play of the game against the backup quarterback against the Detroit Lions, and then they get blown out by any good teams. And the Bills, we've seen this all season. They are happy to blow teams out, 14-0 at home against the Texans, that kind of thing. So I don't think the Falcons get any pressure at all. I don't think that both lines are going to be dominated by the Bills. It's going to be snow again. It's going to be sub-zero again. I'm not sure this dome team from Georgia is going to enjoy that weather up in Buffalo. So I personally played the under 44.5. Again, assuming the Falcons score like 3 points maybe. But I wouldn't fault you for laying the 14 either. I think that's probably the side.
Yeah, it's crazy though. I think 2 touchdowns is the way to go in this thing. And I know I'm not making a living off of laying 2 touchdowns in the NFL, but the couple of different things. I mean, like we said, one, the Bills have just been beating down bad teams all year as it is anyway. And then this Falcons team, that record is certainly much better than this team actually is. Now, Stephen, do we want to take a little walk down Narrative Street, however?
I always love our walks. It's like a long walk on the beach. It's beautiful.
Kyle Pitts is 128 yards away from breaking the rookie tight end receiving record. The Falcons are going to catch all kinds of hell for not using that number 4 pick on a quarterback, for not using that number 4 pick on something else, whatever it might be. They could always say, but he broke the rookie tight end receiving record. Like you can say what you want to say, but he broke the rookie tight end receiving record. So you can't fault us for taking that guy. Obviously, he was really, really good. I know that these bonuses come into play more than we think. I know that these records mean more to people than we think as well. It would not surprise me if Pitts got even extra targets this week, and depending on what his receiving number from a yardage standpoint is lined at, I would be looking at nothing but the over.
Matt, you could play coy all you want. We both know that you're bringing this up because you bet me straight up 200 yards more than what his line was at the beginning of the season, bumped it up to 1,000, and I stupidly took the under on it. So we both know that this is what this is.
No, I mean, in all honesty, though, I think that this is a really good opportunity.
I agree with you. I think incentives and extra money and contracts is a very real thing this time of year, especially with teams like this.
Yeah. And again, like I think for them to justify that pick, at least being able to say that he set the rookie tight end receiving record is at least something that they're going to want to talk about. So again, 128 yards away, not saying he gets there this game. There is 2 weeks left, but I bet you he gets a ton of targets in this game.